Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel on human design. I don't quite know why I have to sing this, but I guess that's just what I do. Anyway, hi, I'm Pragya Beneval and I was recently in a foundational guidance session with someone that's fairly new to human design, and I always enjoy working with people that are really new to human design because oftentimes they will ask you questions that you don't really ask anymore that I think can be really valuable. And the question that I was asked was, what is the logic behind strategy and authority? Why is there such an emphasis on strategy and authority in human design? And does it really make sense? So in today's video, we're going to unpack the logic behind strategy and authority and see if we can try to understand why Ra emphasized strategy and authority to decondition and to begin your experiment of living as your unique self in the world. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. It really motivates me to continue making more of these videos and to continue sharing this system that I love. Human design says that every single human being that exists on this planet is a quantum, a juxtaposition of design consciousness and personality consciousness, of the activations that are colored red in your body graph and the activations that are colored black in your body graph, of this body consciousness, this physical consciousness, and this mental consciousness. And what a human being really is a quantum of these two, a juxtaposition of these two. And when we say juxtaposition in human design, what we actually mean is that these are two separate things that are a result of two separate crystals of consciousness. However, they are being pulled together as close as possible by the magnetic monopole. In other words, every single human being is a unique frequency of design consciousness, of body consciousness, and of personality consciousness, which is held together electromagnetically. A different way of saying this would be, we all have a body consciousness in which a personality consciousness is electromagnetically held by the magnetic monopole. Or that we have a body in which our soul is electromagnetically held by the magnetic monopole. And our human design chart reveals to us the quantum that we become when our body consciousness is held together with our personality consciousness. And this quantum that we're talking about is exactly where our strategy and authority come from. The unique quantum that we see in our human design chart first and foremost reveals our aura type, reveals the quality of our electromagnetic field. For example, as soon as any chart shows a defined sacral, we know that this is a generator. And by virtue of having the sacral center, the quality of the electromagnetic field is dominated by the frequency of the sacral, meaning that the quality of the aura then becomes that of being open and enveloping. When someone has a predominantly open and enveloping aura, it is natural for their electromagnetic field to be open to others, to pull others towards itself, and to envelop others in order to be put to work, in order to be asked to do something, in order to output their life force energy into the world in order to build, develop, grow something. It is the natural tendency of their aura to navigate the world through response. And therefore, the strategy that Ra assigns to a generator is that of waiting to respond. A generator may even have other projected channels, but what Ra is actually saying is that because of the predominance of the sacral center being a part of the quantum, the electromagnetic field of this person is going to be predominantly open and enveloping. And therefore, if this person waits to respond, they are more likely to succeed in the world in being themselves. It's important to understand that strategy and authority is something that came from Ra's mind, that came from the insights that he had as he was given all of this information by the voice. The voice never ever gave Ra any strategy or authority. The voice never told Ra what to do with the system. The voice never told Ra that there was something to do with the system. But because of the virtue of Ra being Ra and him having the channels that he had and the strategic intelligence that he had, he was able to come up with certain strategies, the conditioning formulas that could be practical and helpful to us in living out our unique designs, in being able to use all of this incredible information to become awake as ourselves in the world, to be able to overcome our seven-centered conditioning, and to be able to really live as nine-centered beings in the world and fulfill our unique purpose while we're here. So the strategy that we have, the authority that we have, the four transformations that we have, the process-based work that we have in human design, the not self-shadow work that we have in human design, all of these are primarily coming from Ra's insights, are primarily coming from Ra's strategic mind. So it's important to understand that none of these are rules. None of these are things that you have to do. They are merely strategies that are coming from his knowing and his ability to take advantage of his knowing. But what's really fascinating is that they pretty much add up. Sure, there are some contradictions in some places. Sure, there are some things that weren't discussed, I suspect because he just couldn't get to it because of how vast the knowledge is. And sure, there are mistakes that he also made in places. However, from what I've been able to explore of the system so far and understand of the system so far, that a lot of his strategies can actually be truly helpful in the process of you waking up as yourself in the world. Going back to the topic of type, aura, and strategy that is revealed from your quantum, from your human design chart, we know that as soon as there is a defined sacral, the aura is going to have an open and enveloping quality to it, because of which the best strategy for it to operate in the world is that of waiting to respond. Now, if we add a motor to throat connection with that defined sacral, we have a manifesting generator at our hands. And again, the strategy still remains to wait to respond because the aura is still dominated by the quality of the sacral center. If we don't have a defined sacral in the quantum and we have a motor to throat connection, what we have on our hands is a manifestor type. What we have on our hands is an aura that is closed and repelling, an aura that is densely packed an aura that is deeply impactful. And the strategy that Ra came up with, an aura that is predominantly here to be impactful, is that of informing the others that are going to be impacted by the manifestor aura. And Ra himself clarifies that this isn't a natural strategy for manifestors, that it is predominantly a political strategy for manifestors. And the logic behind that is that because the manifestor aura is so densely packed, and others cannot look into it, and others cannot really get a sense of what's going to happen next with this person, they're always at unease and they always have suspicion towards this manifestor aura. And that actually informing others can help them understand the manifestor better and maybe even join hands with the manifestor in order to really cement and ground the impact that the manifestor wants to have on the world, or get out of the way entirely if they don't want to be impacted by that manifestation. So a generator quantum is dominated by the energy it has that is waiting to be released. A manifesting generator quantum has a lot of energy that is waiting to be released and to be used efficiently upon response. A manifestor quantum, by virtue of having an energy center directly connected to the throat, is ready to impact others with its energy. However, for the projector that doesn't have a defined sacral and doesn't have a motor to throat connection, what dominates the electromagnetic field of a projector is this quality of absorption and focus. Even though a projector may have motors, not having that motor connected to the throat makes that quantum feel different, makes the quality of the quantum different. A projector quantum, a projector aura, a projector magnetic field isn't a super energetic quantum, isn't a super impactful quantum. It is a focused quantum. It's an absorbing quantum. And therefore, the strategy that Ra suggested for projectors is to wait to be recognized and invited. If a projector doesn't wait to be recognized and invited, they may deplete themselves. They may focus on something or someone that isn't necessarily correct for them. The projector's strategy is nothing but an energy saving strategy that Ra came up with because he knew that a projector quantum isn't the most energetic quantum, isn't the quantum that is here to work, isn't the quantum that is here to build, isn't the quantum that is here to impact. And then finally, the quantum of a reflector that has no center definition. And the aura quality of such a quantum is that of sampling and resistant. You see, Ra understood that reflectors have a really, really deep connection with the moon, with the lunar cycle, and that it is best for them to make a decision in consideration with the lunar cycle. So these strategies that Ra came up with not only took advantage of the information and the knowledge that was revealed to him by the voice, the knowledge of us being a quantum and the knowledge of the larger cosmology itself. So strategy was the first line of strategic defense for Ra in order to ensure that we can have a chance of being awake as ourselves in the world. Authority is the second one. Ra knew that we are highly conditioned, highly homogenized, highly vulnerable human beings, and that we have not only been operating from that conditioning and making decisions from that conditioning, but we have also been dominated by our personality consciousness in assessing what is good for us or not. Ra knew that who we think we are is how we make decisions, in addition to making decisions because other people think that those decisions are the right decisions for us to make, because those are the exact decisions that pretty much everyone else is making around ourselves. Or at least there's consensus about those are the decisions that we should be making for ourselves in order to live a good life. So you see, strategy was Ra's first line of defense to mitigate the influence of outside conditioning and to mitigate the influence of our own personality consciousness dominating our decision making. Strategy actually gives most of us an opportunity to incorporate our design consciousness in order to make decisions. And authority takes us a step further. In my opinion, strategy and authority is nothing but Ra's attempt at helping you allow your design consciousness to have a say in your decision-making process, to have a say in how you navigate your life, and also to mitigate the impact of the homogenized conditioning that we receive from others and the world at large. Basically, strategy and authority slows you down and bypasses your mind in order to incorporate as much of your design consciousness in your decision-making process. The question is, does it succeed 100% of the time? And I think a really important thing to understand here is that it may or it may not. And Ra never guaranteed any of us anything. He said that we need to try it out for ourselves, and that strategy and authority is a starting point to waking up as yourself in the world. That it actually gives you a solid ground and a practical tool for you to get started in your process of becoming your own authority and sharing your unique outer authority in the world. A strategy is a strategy that can offer you the best advantage possible. And I think Ra really tried to find what it is that I can offer to people that is practical, that offers them an advantage in order to wake up as themselves in the world. In my experience so far, in my experiment so far, it is undeniable that waiting to be recognized and invited as myself is the most efficient way to be in the world, is the most efficient way to know where I should put my aura, where I should put my focus anytime that I have initiated. And I've done that a lot in my experiment, and I still continue to play with that. I still continue to push boundaries and really observe what the effects of initiating are, what the effects of not letting someone recognize and invite me first are. And the effects are, from my experience, not just that I experience bitterness and resentment and I feel unrecognized for my mental capacity, but that I feel energetically depleted. And this is why the strategy of a projector is to wait to be recognized and invited, is because we are not necessarily energy beings, even though we may have motors in our design. We are awareness beings. We are guides. We are here to take in the other really deeply, to focus on the other and to absorb the other so deeply that we can guide them, that we can direct them towards their own energy. And whenever I try to do that forcefully, I do experience energetic depletion. And I've gotten to the point in my understanding as well as my experiment where strategy and authority is something that I consider a huge advantage. And I actually really appreciate Ra's outer authority in this regard. I feel like it has made my life so much more efficient and so much more sweet and so much more successful. In conclusion, I think that strategy in authority is quite logical. There are some charts that I've seen that have their entire definition defined by the personality activations, and I think that brings a dilemma forward. And maybe some of the other deconditioning tools and strategies offered by Ra can be helpful for someone like that. I do think that strategy and authority is a very efficient way of starting to live as yourself in the world, of learning to slow down, of learning to not make mental decisions, of learning to recognize the conditioning that is coming your way, of learning to develop a connection with your body. I think strategy and authority is a great advantage for someone that is starting to become awake to who they are and become awake to what their purpose is in the world. I hope you enjoyed this one. I would love to hear your thoughts on strategy and authority and what your experiment with strategy and authority has been so far. So if you want to leave that down below, I'd absolutely love that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.